from the same place as trap music. This that first react music. They can't hold me back. I'm feeling good cause I'm black music. Can't nobody touch.
Happy Sunday, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Cigar Sundays Live, where we define, examine, and analyze words, sayings, and phrases used in American culture. And tonight, we will be smoking on the word concern. So grab your thinking caps and get ready to smoke on words with two big nerds, myself, Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, and the God, Ali Dawood L at BK Farm, and we are the Cigarden Panel. Peace, God. How you feeling?
Peace, God. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Being as productive as I can be in this stormy weather that we out here dealing with, man. Prayers to everybody dealing with it, man. It's on and off. It's they do what it do though, right? So, but I'm pretty good though, man. Everything is still alive on the farm, so life is good. How you doing?
Always thankful for another day, God. Man, just really a little tired. You know what I'm saying? We just had a power outage, y'all. That's what took us a little bit of delay getting started this evening. But other than that, thankful that they got power back on, and we got. I don't think we could have ran this from the solar generator. So I was wondering if we was gonna be able to make it a trifecta, and yes, it's not in my control. He is. So we always thankful for that.
Word up.
And yeah, and before we get into tonight's show, y'all, head on over to www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up your copy of 10-16-160 Self-Sustainability by that brother right there, Ali Dawood L. Link is in the description. Also, don't forget, we got the same great ribs, next level flavor, ribs on the run 2.0, bold flavor, made to go, real ribs, real flavor, real good, perfect for events, parties, catering, and more at 984-331-6946. Scan that QR code to get you in ribs on the run 2.0 mode. And then, y'all, don't forget, we giving away $100 cash each and every third Sunday live right here on Cigar Sundays. And all you got to do is subscribe to DBCHEFTV on YouTube. We want to show love to y'all for showing love to us. That's what we got going on. So put your name in the hat to see if you can get that. Good luck to everybody. Don't forget, you can kick it with us on Kick too, y'all, because we streaming on Kick. So y'all can kick it with DBCHEFTV and all our content right now, streaming on Kick. Go check us out. And then we got merch, y'all. Links is in the description. And like we always say, if money's tight, it's all right. What can they do for us, God?
Smash that like.
Please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. Let's go ahead and get into tonight's smoke. We're going to jump into our questions. All right. So we got 5 questions, y'all. First, what do you think of when you hear the word concern? That's our house question. That's what we always ask before we go to the definition. We want to know what the meaning is. When we hear it, it's like, what does it mean to you? That may not be the definition. Everybody has different meanings of how things relate to them. So we want to hear from you too in the comment section. Question number 2, should something of concern, even if a person, should something be of concern, even if a person has no control over it? Number 3, why do people become defensive when someone expresses concern about them? Number 4, is it possible to live a responsible life without being concerned about your future? And then our fifth and final question, last but never least, is the word concern bad, good, or misunderstood? And you know what we ask you to do. Stick around to the end of the show so the Cigarden Panel can let y'all know. And we also want to know what you guys think. So feel free to join in the chat or comment below, depending on when you're watching the show. And we're going to go ahead and get to our first question. What do you think of when you hear the word concern? The God Ali Dawood at BK Soul Farm.
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
First thing I think of, and it could just be me, like an Ali-ism, right? I think of supporting your interests and living, right? When I think about concern, I think about words like care come to my mind. Words like my attention. Um, you know, like one of the questions is talking about the future, right? Like investment. Like there's a lot of things that come with supporting your interest in living, right? The goal is to live, right? So when I think about concern, everything that I need to be happy to support my joy, right, are things that I need to support myself to live, right? Not just to be looking and breathing, right? Because like that's cool, but people laid up in a bed, paraplegics, are looking and breathing, and I choose a pillow over my face personally. Um, so, but to live is that's what I think about. I think about supporting interest, right, and all things that encompass that, right? The care, the investment, the love, um, things that matter, people that matter, situations that if something happened to A, B's affected, even if B wasn't there, right? In some way, shape, or form, there's an impact, right? Even if that impact is emotional, that affects your ability to go to work, right? Like a death in a family or something like that, like you being bereavement and you got to take those days off to gather yourself, right? Like there's enough concern for that relationship in yourself. There's enough care, there's enough interest for you to feel a thing and to need to take time off to actually recover and to be able to keep taking care of yourself. That's what I think about supporting your interest in living. Like that's why I said like, it might just be an Aliism.
It could be. You know, that's what we're here for, though. They exchange those Ali insights, those Ali ismatic insights. You know, but you did say God, you did say care, you did say attention, investment. You know, right now, y'all, everybody in the building, man. Shout out, peace. Born Ready 718 in the building, peace.
Peace, peace.
Um, we are on our first question, y'all. What do you think of when you hear the word concern? Um, man, giving a damn. You know, like giving a damn when you know, like you concerned about some, you know, it's two sides of the coin. You know, I look at that giving a damn. People look at it, you know, in there what they're giving a damn about, right? So if it's two sides, you know, like there's a to me there's a limit between nosiness and concern. Like when you're concerned about things that affect you directly. You know, yeah, like that will seriously affect you. You
Yeah.
know, not just like I can't be concerned about uh a entertainer's uh criminal life because they got all the money, all the fame, all of the access to this, but they still just want to do, you know, low vibrational frequency stuff. You know, Like I'm not concerned about that. It might be like, oh wow, what can I learn from that? So I don't do that, you know. Even if I don't have the level of fame or the level of finances, you know. Maybe some people call it being entertained by it, but not concerned. Um, Accountability, was that one of them words you used?
It wasn't, but it was implied.
Okay, accountability. When I hear concern, because usually when people think about, when people concerned about something, they're trying to identify something. They're trying to, you know, maybe even solve a problem, maybe come up with a solution, maybe try to fix a thing. So, that's what I think of it when I hear concern. Accountability. Um, I think giving a damn about it is caring. But I'm using give a daggone about it as for in a positive way. Like, how can this thing be fixed? What's the solution? Um, what can be fair and right for both parties, or for all people involved. Um, yeah, that's what I think of when I hear the word concern. So y'all let us know what y'all think in the comment section, what y'all think of when y'all hear the word concern. We're gonna go ahead and bring up the definition of concern so we can know if any of our meanings are even relative to this thing. See where we getting it wrong. We always tell y'all we are not the gurus. We trying to get it right. That's why we do this, so we can learn too along with you. Please smash that like button if you're in the building.
I don't remember the words, but it's been a couple times we've been 100% wrong.
Yeah, definitely. We ain't been right on here every night. Ain't nowhere in the world. You stop learning when you die, or unless I mean, well, that's a pearlism.
Right? Yeah.
That's a pearl from Big Pearl,
I take it.
from Chef Pearl. But I mean, some people say, I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that. I don't need to. Okay, don't. However that works out for you, it's your life. Trust me. So we got concern here, y'all. We are at the Merriam-Webster dictionary. We got concern, and they give it to us as a verb and a noun. We're gonna get into the verb first, and it says to relate or be about. 1B, to bear on. 2, to have influence on, involve. 3, to be a care, trouble, or distress to. 4, to engage, occupy. All right. And then we have it as a noun. We see a marked interest or regarded, usually arising through a personal tie or relationship. 1B, an uneasy state of blended interest, uncertainty, and apprehension. Is that nosiness? 2, something that relates or belongs to one affair. 3, a matter for consideration. 3B, a matter that causes feelings of unease, uncertainty, or apprehension. 4, an organization or establishment for business or manufacture. And then we have 5, covetous, contrivance, and gadget. Contrivance and gadget. I've never heard the word contrivance.
No, God.
Let's go check it out. That's what we doing. What's this? A thing contrived, an artificial arrangement or development. The act or faculty of contriving, the state of being contrived. Okay. No doubt. Contrivance. Any of these definitions, God, any of these things speak to we did see the word care in there in the verb right here, to be a care, trouble, or distress. You know,
yeah, to have an influence on or involved, right? Like even like especially like to be a care, trouble, or distress, like that can be your children, your friends, like your lovers, like people that you actually care about.
yourself.
Yourself, right? Like yeah, I think we were not spot on, but I think we was in line with what they talking about here.
We was in the ballpark. We just
yeah.
we wasn't hitting them out the park. Got a couple base hits. That's all right. Got a couple base hits. Ain't nothing wrong with it. We still it's early in the innings. Let's go ahead and jump through the thesaurus. So we get concern as a noun and a verb, and we get it as an interest in the form of synonyms. My bad, y'all. We get concern in the form of synonyms as an interest, as in worry, as in to cover, as in to affect, all right, and as in to worry. So we gonna go to number one as an interest, a commercial or industrial activity or organization. Interest, company, firm, a house, business, enterprise, corporation, establishment, association, agency, outfit, trust, conglomerate, multinational, chain, dealer, outlet, the cartel, syndicate, combine, and a micro enterprise. Okay. Then we get to, as in worry, an uneasy state of mind, usually over the possibility of an anticipated misfortune or trouble. Worry, fear, anxiety, unease, concernment, uneasiness, uncertainty, apprehension, nervousness, disquiet, fearfulness, agitation, solicitude, disquietude, care, perturbation, apprehensiveness, discomfort, tension, doubt, anxiousness, panic, stress, desperation, sweat, anguish, dread, dismay, agita, distress, nervosity, disturbance, consternation, desperateness, tremor, upset, alarm, strain, angst, digitas, qualm, misgiving, suspense, distraction, torment, vexation, handwriting, discomposure, jumpiness, presentiment, presentiment, compunction, edginess, fractionness, scruple, foreboding, cold feet, and incertitude.
Certitude.
It's a lot in worry. It's a lot in worry when you're concerned. Pose, pertube, flurry, to freak out, unhinged, to bug out, you bugging, to embarrass yourself, undo, to weird out, distemper, that meaning not be tempered. Not have any control, self-control, rattle, aggravate, exasperate, to irkiness, and allow my nerve. Hag ride. Which one is that?
Yeah. Hag ride. Yeah,
okay. To discourage, to vex, harass, to frizzle, to pique, fret, put off, peeve, chafe, rile, grate, put out, harry. You harry. Okay. Demoralize, despirit, and non-plus.
Demoralize is that's all worry.
And worry, to demoralize. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything, God? Anything stand out to you?
I don't know this like short of interest, like like this stuff seems like worrying seems or concern. I just didn't put concern and worry together like this at all. Like this is kind of throwing me off a little bit.
And worrying.
Yeah, like especially like all these. I never would think about anxiety and concern. Would you say nervosity? That's like a condition. Sound like a condition.
I would say this: my physical therapist. I ain't gonna share everything from my physical therapist, but my physical therapist never told me that speaking about anxiety, that you're just overly concerned. You
That's
know,
what I'm saying. Like when I saw
that's
that,
what I'm saying.
like
Like,
it hit me different. Like what you mean? Like that's just a this is
never say
all
I never heard
concern.
that. I never heard that. I never heard. I never heard a therapist say, you know, you're over concerned. You know,
Like
um,
anxiousness, like
yeah,
panic, like that's like concern just didn't sound that bad to me. Like it sounded like not light, but like real lovey dovey. You know what I'm
like like it's a it's a lot of negatives to being concerned,
saying?
right?
Yeah, God.
And that's why I said like there's a saying, like why you concerned about that? Like I've heard people say that, or that ain't your concern.
Yeah.
But that's why when we ask what do you think of when you hear the word concern, that's why it's so important to get that question out the way first, because it allows us to go through those things when we've heard these sayings, and we've been having this human experience, and we have gone through situations where the word has been used, and it's been used in different situations for different reasons and having different meanings. And it's like, damn, did anybody ever go back to where it was created and find out, are we even applying this correctly? And that's what we try to do, so we can get it right. But I do see care.
They do got
Yeah,
care.
you know, but see, I agree with all these things, that the
Split things.
anxiety,
Yeah, split, yeah.
you care about something. That's what it makes you, there's a little apprehension in it. Um,
A lot actually, yeah.
there's a stress to it,
Yeah.
there's dismay, there's nervosity, you know.
Now it
Um,
all applies. I just never thought of it like that.
yeah,
Like like once I saw it there, it just put everything else into perspective, because I'm like it all hit, and it does apply, because like you're saying with the anxiety and the different side effects or symptoms, whatever, um, the jitters, like it causes.
right, the angst, the upsetness. Yeah,
That's a lot of concern.
yeah,
Wow.
the edginess, the jumpiness. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I know all about it too well. Um, so yeah, so that is concern, the synonyms of concern, and then we have concern here in the verb form. We're gonna get to the noun so we can go ahead and jump to our second question. Um, Marked interest or regarded, usually arising through a personal tie relationship, an uneasy state of blended interest, uncertainty, and apprehension, something that relates or belongs to one, an affair, a matter for consideration, a matter that causes feelings of unease, uncertainty, or apprehension, an organization or bit for business or manufacture, and then we have contrivance and gadget. Yeah, to relate to, be about, to bear on, to have an influence, to be a care, trouble, or distress to. And that is the definition of concern. So that leads us now to our second question. Should something be of concern even if a person has no control over it? Now that we know that it come with all this worry and angst, and, you know, now we know it come with all this anxiety and everything. And is that what is it? Is that I care too much? I'm too concerned. Damn. You know, I wonder.
Oh, nah, like so when you ask the question like that, do I care too much? I'm too concerned. Then I'm gonna say, nah, you shouldn't. Like because it is detrimental. It's harmful, especially if you can't control it. Like it's not like when you ask the question, and I'm looking at the definition. I mean, like you can't control your family, right? Like even your children or your spouse. But to say you shouldn't concern yourself over them because you can't control them is kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy, right?
It's kind of like it's right. But that's why I said like, no, I think we still good with our mean is God, because if you support your interest to live, then the first definition is a marked interest or regard usually arising through a personal tie or relationship, right? Like that personal tie or relationship is like your reason for doing the thing, right? Like that person matters to you. That person, the things that they do matter. So it is a concern. Even though you can't control what they do, you do have some influence though. You just got to learn how to deal with disappointment. We definitely got to learn how to deal with disappointment because people will disappoint you. And damn, that's a good question, God. Like, damn, like after reading all that, like all that negative.
so we already know don't have no expectations. That's
No, you can't. Nah, you can't have no expectations.
You can't have no expectations.
Like you just got to just do it because you want to do it for this person or for this situation, and
because you're concerned.
Because you're concerned.
Yeah.
And like you can't even care about the outcome for real. Like
it's like somebody calling you saying, "Can I borrow some money for blah 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 blah?" Like if you're gonna give because you're gonna give. Like don't worry about what the outcome is. Unless they call you and say, "Hey, can you pay this bill for me?" And they send you the information to pay the bill. They'd be like, "Look, I need it paid. I'm really desperate. I'm destitute, desperate too." And that's what I call destitute, desperate too. And and I need the help. Okay, boom, no problem. So once you decide how you're going to help, what you're going to do, then that's it. But even if you just say, "Well, look, I'm not going to pay the bill for you, but I'll help you get there." You know what I'm saying? How much you telling me it is? Okay, here's this. I don't care if you pay the bill or not. I helped how I was going to help. Like that's what I had to do. If I was in shape to where I could just pay the whole bill. And let me not say if I was in shape.
Because you still gotta have the desire to do that.
Let me say that. Let me say, because let me let me go ahead and say if I was in shape. So let's say if I could afford to pay the whole bill, right? Then I still would have to make a choice. I still would have to make a choice on that if that's something that I was willing to do in my way of helping. So definitely I just never looked at concern like that. Like that just the thesaurus and the worry, it just
threw me off.
Yeah, it's just like wow, okay.
Threw me all the way off.
Because it seemed like it was more negatives than it was positives. Let's see what the chat is talking about right here. We got Rocky Terry 5-2, 5249 in there. What about death? Can't control that, but I try not to expedite it.
Facts, right? Like you're gonna have concern about people's transition. Like that's gonna because that affects you though. But I think that works in the definition, because it applies. It actually impacts you and applies to you. But I think one of the source words was talking about the effects, right? And that was all things that you felt.
Right. Effects. That's
Effects,
right.
yeah, right.
Effects. To involve, to touch, relate to, pertain to, implicate, entangle. They had entanglement on there.
Well, you felt that, right?
You know, to be in the business or affair of, you know, I mean, well, we in a business and an affair of life, right? In relation to the comment, even with the question, right? Like, you know, should something be of concern even if a person has no control over it? Well, like, I would say with death, I don't worry about death.
That's true.
You know, like I just don't worry about death at all, because I'm already convinced that it's not when I want it to happen, you know, like, and I have the power. Like, if I want to go and just go do it and go meet it, I got the power to do that too.
Now, I think that question was, that comment was in relation to somebody else's death, not your own.
No, it said I'm not trying to expedite it. Yeah, it says, what about death? Can't control that, but I try not to expedite it. So that's to the individual self. So that's why I'm saying, like, and that's why I'm sharing that with the comment, you know, with the viewer, like, from my insight, I don't worry about it.
That's true.
When it happened, because I already know that it's synonymous with life. In order for my mother to have given birth, you know, that Scarface song that I always go to, one of the dopest rap lines in hip hop history, if you ask me, from my fan perspective, is, a child is born. Is the mother crying because she happy, or the fact that she know that the baby's dying? Okay. So life is synonymous with death. Like, you can't have life without death. So I ain't even gonna concern myself with that. I'm just like, you know, one day I know I'm not gonna be here, you know. So hopefully this stuff will still be online. And somebody can have it on their mind too, you know, like, hey, and that's what it is. So, like, we not worried. It's not like we going out here crashing out like I don't want to live, you know, I just want to die, blah blah blah. And like, nah, we ain't on that either. We trying to do things. We trying to live the best healthy life and get the most out of it that we can, you know. But we not stressing over if we go, because I promise you, you won't be at your funeral, and you won't remember yesterday. Your tomorrow gonna be different, you know. So that go the same for everybody. Everybody that has a birth date, you know, that's what uniquely makes us all the same. So take that up with your creator, not Chef Earl Pearl. Like, I'm not in charge of that. That's that thing. I can't control that. So we don't sweat the things we can't control. We fight the battles, you know, that we think are even worth fighting. You know. Born Ready 718 said, that's when the negativity can come out, when you do not have the ability to control the concern. No doubt. You know, but sometimes the concern be negative.
It can be misplaced.
Yeah, sometimes the concern be like, sometimes people be concerned about stuff that they don't even need to be concerned about. Like, that's what them sayings come in at, you know, that we've heard in the Black community for so long. You like, don't concern yourself with that. You don't even need to concern you. Never mind that. You know, don't pay that no mind. That's the same thing. That's what I interpret that is when I heard that type, you know, of guidance from elders before, you know. or even like as a young man and getting involved with foolishness and stuff, like, man, we ain't got time for that. Even to adult now, where it's just like, a responsible adult now, it's like, man, like some stuff I'm not even gonna put no energy into. I'm gonna be like, nah, keep on. You're gonna play yourself. I don't have to do nothing. So, why concern and stress myself? I already got enough going on. I just found out that that part of my anxiety is because I'm too concerned.
Yo,
That's
guys,
crazy.
I ain't never heard that before. That's what I'm saying. Like, it really kind of messed me up because it's like I'm just overly because I'm that concerned.
Like,
I didn't think I cared that much. Like,
I gotta take this to therapy with me next time.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, why you ain't said you've been holding out on me this time? I remember one of my cousins was talking to me, and he said that one of our uncles, older, of course, older than us because they're our uncle, right? Told him, you need to learn how to not give a F so much. Like you give a damn too much about stuff. You need to stop. You need to turn up your not give a damn or whatever it was. I was just like, I tell my cousin, I said, look at his life. It's his life, and that's my uncle. That's my mother's brother. Is his life anything that we want to model our life after? Cuz was like, damn, that's rough. That's cold, cuz. I'm just like, answer it truthfully. Is that shoes, footsteps that you want to follow in? If it is, cool. I'm gonna love y'all both the same anyway. I ain't asked for y'all. I didn't go out in the street and pick y'all up. Somebody came home and said, "This is your cousin." And I was the last one. I was younger than y'all. Y'all already had each other before I got here. You see what I'm saying? but if I had followed that example,
yeah,
I wouldn't be sitting here right now, in the position I'm in the shape I'm in. So that's the real, man. Like, I still love him to death. He already told me, man. He said, man, you already know if something. I'm like, man, we do that. Like, I need you to do something else. Like, you've been doing that since I was born. I know you with the smoke, but I don't want to call you for that. Well, I want to call you to run to a fire that I probably already done hose down anyway. So like, I usually make the phone call after I done got, what I'm saying, jammed up. After I was damn, I shouldn't have did that, but So y'all let us know if you think should something be of concern, even if a person has no control over it. And what are some things that you may think that you don't have control over? That's a big thing right there. People be thinking they in control of stuff that they ain't. It be rules out here that that nobody's in control over. That you have to be concerned about because it may affect you in a certain way. So, we could go on and on about that question, but we're gonna go ahead and move to number 3. Please, y'all exchange the insights. Let us know in the chat. And moving to question number 3. Why do people become defensive when someone expresses concern about them?
Yeah, now I know how to answer that question based off the definition. It's because you care too much. It's like you're not minding your business. You're stepping over the line, right? Like they feel like it's none of your business. You shouldn't be that concerned, right? You have more. You think about them way more than they think about you in this particular situation or this particular aspect of their life, right? Like you might not be like. You might be my financial guy, right? Where I go to you for financial advice. We may not have financial conversations, right? You might come to me for farming advice, right? We wouldn't have farming conversations where we building peer to peer per se. We build it obviously because we having a discussion, but it wouldn't be peer to peer. People just I think it comes down like after looking at those things today, all the anxiety, the nervousness, the nervosity, and I think we just be jumping out the window for it come like those. You know how you see the people that get the survivors of the folks that get gunned down by the police or by anybody. And then community starts saying like, how come it seem like we're more upset or more angrier than the family or than the ones that's, that's what they saying is like, why do you care more than the actual people that actually lost a loved one? Like are you as impacted? Are you as affected as those people? And it come like, I don't know, right? Like if you didn't know them. That's why I just think it's just people feel like you minding their business too much. That's what I think.
Why they become defensive when you're concerned. Yeah. Definitely like you minding their business too much. You know, like I think that's true if you doing something that's if they not doing something that's affecting you. I think that's true.
I think that they gonna think that either way. I
don't know, like if you because like okay, so like
I ain't talking about the user me's. I'm talking about other people besides us.
Well, I got pulled from personal experience though, but I feel you though, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do think that in general, like if you're affected, and that's where I think that it even with other people, I think that they just don't get that they're affecting somebody, that their actions are affecting somebody else. If they don't acknowledge their role, then they just being selfish,
Agree.
And then so then now the person is really not expressing a concern. Their concern was for whatever thing it was that was a concern. Now it turns into something else where it's just like, okay, well, where are you trying to take it to? Because like if you're not trying to take it to war, because you're not built like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, so stop the cap. So like stop the cap, relax, take a chill pill, like you're not built like that for that. And at the same time, it's like, why don't those people realize their, when we talking about concern, like I said, accountability, right? I think those people in those situations just lack self-accountability. They don't, their integrity ain't there anyway, but they just lack accountability because they have to live with themselves, and they hate looking at themselves and being honest, so it's always going to be a conflict when you don't have a problem with looking at yourself and being honest. Like somebody told me before, I think it was a family member. They said to me, like you talk about everybody else stuff, but you don't talk about your stuff. And I said to them, I said, what stuff do I have? Let's talk about it right now. And I was like, check me. You got the floor. Check me.
Tell me something first.
Tell me something. Yeah. What have I? Oh, were you used to this? And I said, oh, see, so what you doing is you're holding on to what I used to be. But even if I have changed from who I used to be to who I am now, and I share the fruits of my labor, and I'm still trying to share the knowledge that I got from and why I changed and why I started doing different things and why I started thinking differently. Like, are you jealous? Are you insecure? Are you just hating? Do you wish I was still that way? Would it make you feel better? You know, like, let's talk about that. Let's talk about why you want me to be a version of myself that I didn't think was a good version of myself. You know, that's what I'm concerned with. I'm concerned with that. So I was like, but I don't have a problem with when I do something wrong, holding myself accountable. Like, I'm not a coward. I'm not scared to apologize. I'm not scared to admit I was wrong. Because the only way that you're going to be better, like, I desire to be better, and I desire not to have spiritual burdens. My own conscience. I don't want it to be on my conscience like, yeah, I did, yeah. Because when I'm that person, like, we want to go all the way. We don't want to just play. I don't play with people. Like, I'm not playing with you. So, like, if you're not going to war, then stop fronting like that's what you want. We either gonna go to war or we gonna go to resolve. That's it. Like, it's that, or go our separate ways, and you know what I'm saying, and just you live your life and I'm gonna live my life. But as long as you continue to try to pull me into your foolishness, like, I'm gonna continue to fire shots. Because it seems like it's a petty war. And nowadays you can't just go crash. You can't go crash and dash. So since we understanding where we at, we keep a smile, baby, and stay camera. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, I don't understand why the people get upset when somebody expresses concern, especially when they don't realize that what they're doing is affecting the other individual. And that's why I was going to say that, like, I had somebody asking to sleep on my couch, but then when I expressed some concern about their desire to sleep on the couch, then it turned into how I said it, not what I said. But then what I said, I guess, was I needed to mind my business. But but I'm just like, okay, but my couch is my business though. So I'm just like, all right, well, fine, I didn't even turn down the couch. I ain't even turned down the couch. I put a time limit on the couch because this ain't Hotel Pearl. This ain't extended stay Pearl. But I just, taken from a personal experience, I didn't understand that. I'm just like, you've been couch surfing for 15 years. You ain't tired of couch surfing? Okay. I think you're intelligent enough to not be a couch surfer. Either prove me right or prove me wrong. Because I'm a friend, I'm a brother that's here to motivate, not what's that word? They enable. I don't have no children. So if we're not building a plan to help you get together, like I do all of my brothers, my cousins, my friends, if we're not doing that, then you know, and I don't know how you come in somebody's home and don't expect for them some constructive criticism. I don't get that. I don't get that. How you be in somebody's house and don't think they ain't gonna have no opinion about you and blah 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 or whatever. Like that's wild to me. But I don't know. I guess it's a younger generation that is you supposed to just let me do whatever I want to do and walk all over you. Born Ready said when they said, I think most of the time it's because they have something about themselves that they are not concerned about. Facts. Facts. They have something about themselves that they are not concerned about.
And you're overly concerned.
And you're overly concerned. Or you're not concerned about the right thing. Except for what they want or they need from you. And the minute that you don't want to give them that, now you foul. You know, it's like I could be kind to you, and then you could be disrespectful to me, but you expect me not to be disrespectful back to you.
Yeah, because you're supposed to know better. So because you're the righteous one, you're supposed to be the one that's supposed to go high when I go low.
Right.
Like we're not both supposed to be in hell.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm
just saying, God. Like,
I'm just saying, God. You know, I might woke up with gasoline drawers on. You see what I'm saying? So like, don't play with me. You know, like if I ain't playing with you, don't play with me. You know, don't assume. People be judging books by their cover. That's people's problem. You know, that they assume and they won't realize like a person be straight up. Because there's so many fake people out here, so many people fake smile in your face to be fake cool with you and fake kick it, that people can't distinguish what real really is when somebody really truthful and really honest and really, you know what I'm saying, like ain't trying to play with you. But then people may see what you got going on and think you play wittable. You know? And I say, and you know what my saying is, don't F me. Go F yourself. And then when you finish playing with yourself, F off. Okay? It sounds so much more eloquent when I can use the curse words, but we ain't gonna do that. Y'all get the picture. Let's see what Born Ready said. Or it makes them feel that you are more concerned about them than they are themselves. That's wild right there. That's wild to me.
It is, right? But self-hate will have you hating people that care about you, right? Because you have a destructive nature, because you actually hate yourself. You just ain't told nobody else that yet. Right? So you will think that these people care more about you. Like, that mirror is a hell of a thing, God. Like, you know, not only do people not want to look in the mirror, but they don't even want to do mirror exercises and stand in front of that thing with their eyes closed and still see if they can see their face, right? Can you imagine your own face? Like, you know, you're standing in front of a mirror, right? Like, does it go dark? Does it go black? Does it stay like that? Can you even get any glimpse of your own face when you're standing in front of that mirror? It's like, it's a simple exercise, right? Ain't nobody gonna touch you. It's just you in the mirror. You ain't gotta be scared.
You don't gotta be scared. That's a fact. Moving to question number 4. But before we do, y'all let us know, why do people become defensive when someone expresses concern about them? We want to hear your insights. Let us know in the chat or in the comment section below, depending on when you're watching the show. Question number 4. Is it possible to live a responsible life without being concerned about your future?
You said your future? You gotta be concerned about yo, because this is the thing, right? If you are living responsibly right now today, right, then every breath that you take, you are appreciative of. You are thankful for. You are making good use of that breath, right? Like, and you're doing it for the future, right? So no, like the only way to not care about the future is you don't care about right now.
What about the people that, you know, YOLO?
Nah, so you still got to care about right now, because the life that they want to live is still the one that they live in. Like, they still want to live this life tomorrow. They still want to live it the next day, and they just want to live this life once, and they want to do everything they can in this one life. They're not trying to jump in front of a train talking about, I only got one life, YOLO. Like, they just want to. At least that's what I think. Like, we can do all. I don't know.
Oh no!
I don't know, God, like,
oh no!
oh,
Your train might not be a literal train. That might
yeah,
be.
when I did that, I started thinking.
Yeah, you know, that train might not be literal. It may not have to go to Amtrak or
Oh
CSX and
man,
stand on the rails. You know, you
you
may
ain't
jump
lying.
in.
It could be
Yeah,
just going to the clubs, having reckless sex, and
right. You may
yeah, you ain't
become a
lying.
train wreck other ways. You know, bad decisions, bad choices, bad. You know,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so if you have to care about today, right? You got to care about today. If you even think about the future, like, you gotta. And if you're not thinking about today, then you're definitely not thinking about tomorrow. I don't know. That's tough, God. Nah, man. Like, I need a better definition of that YOLO, to be honest.
you only live once.
Yeah, but
No-ish Sherlock, Brainiac,
I know,
Wizard,
right?
you know, Dr. Science, like everybody only lives once. You know,
Yo, when they came out with it, though, it was like a
come
brand new
on,
thing.
family.
They
Like
started saying it on the news. I'm like, man, they made it to the news. Like, this is like a brand new thing, huh? Like, everybody thought
Jesus
they
died and
had.
came back, but there were no more sightings. It was no more sightings after the first death. Okay, small group.
Oh, that's powerful, right? Because I think, not to knock on the Christians, I think they hanging on that he died and came back. They ain't thinking about it. Ain't been no more sightings.
Ain't been no more sightings.
Like, that's, oh man.
Jesus was a real person, right? Carried the cross, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I walked the walk. I went to his tomb.
Yeah. So no more sightings, no more physical sightings. So YOLO, Dodo, like, yeah, like, come on, family. Like, that's not a logical way to. That's not even a practical way to live your life. Like, because what is that? That's hand to what they call hand to mouth.
That's hand to mouth, right? Like, hand to mouth. That's, oh my God.
That's hand to mouth, y'all. But we asking, is it possible to live a responsible life without being concerned about your future? You know, I don't think so. You know, because I think that the responsibility is preparing for the future.
Yeah,
You know, like yes, it's not promised. Tomorrow is not promised for anybody. Anything can happen, right? But I also subscribe to speaking things into existence. You know, I'm saying right now, I'm telling myself mentally, at least 85. At least 85. I'm cool with that. That don't mean I'm in charge of it. That means, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I could be having a ball or having a grand time, and just a freak accident happen. And then, you know, now, so what I need to have though is I need to have my affairs in order. So if something were to like that happen, then my wife ain't got to worry about how to pay the mortgage, where did this at, and where did that at, and my mother ain't got to worry about what the insurance policy she's supposed to get. All my people who who's supposed to get something, that stuff's supposed to be in order, you know, before tomorrow.
That's what I'm
right
saying.
now.
That's what I'm saying.
Right now.
Today, like you have to do it today. Yeah.
You know, guys, so being responsible is all about being concerned about tomorrow, even when you didn't. And after I'm dead, I don't care nothing about it. How can you? You know, how can you? What can you do about it once you're dead? Nothing. Death is final. So the concern is over. You know, I hope you right with your maker. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to get into if you got some other plans after this. All right. So if that's something somebody subscribe to. Now, the being responsible part of it is the actions and the things that we're doing today for tomorrow. So it's only where like going back to that conversation I had with family. I didn't say this then, but it just came to my thought process just now, was like, dang, maybe I even could have said to them, like, well, if I wasn't concerned about how the people I was hanging with and how I was living my life and the stuff I was doing then, do you think my future will be like it is now? And that was the thing that I said, like, dang, like, if I mess around, so not fearing death, okay? When I say we ain't concerned about death because it's going to happen, it's synonymous with life. Now, it's the difference when you get to that level of maturity, when you understand that and you're not doing things that is going to cause you or may cause you to have an early death, okay? But if you are lucky enough to be one of those people who do that, who does play with your blessings, play with your life for a minute, okay? And then let's say you one of the people, and now you one of these old cats that is still proud of who they was in the 90s or in the late 80s.
That's too far, son.
And we almost in the 2030s. And your life don't look different from when it did then. I call them big bro because they older than me and because I respect my elders. But it's nothing that I want to model my life after. And I figured that out then.
Facts.
That's why we did something different. That wasn't a knock on them because I still show love. Whether love got showed back to me back or not, that's a whole nother conversation. All right. But at the same time, like, you had to be concerned about your future, you know, because then you'll stay stuck where you at. And that's where I be going into talking about, like, our other show when we was talking about 1 hour words, but being thankful for your journey. You know, I don't know what show that was, God, that we was talking about that, but appreciating, you had said people don't appreciate their own successes. We're not seeing enough of that. And that's what I'm talking about with, like, if you're concerned about your future, then you're going to appreciate your successes because you're the one, even if somebody helping you, all of those people help you get there, they're the ones who helped you look at, I can look at myself now and see where I'm at. And I can see all the people along the way that were instrumental and helpful in me becoming this. Even though I did all the work, I still had help. I still had people who gave me insight, who gave me guidance, who, when I didn't know something, I could call them and they'd be like, yeah, Pearl, this how this go down, or let me show you this, or this was that, or whatever. So that's still that journey. That's still being thankful for that whole path. That's still showing a concern that all of this is going to help me get somewhere. And I need to get there. Even if you don't have the destination quite mapped out, you got an area where you're trying to get to. You know, And for people that say that may sound vague, let's say you be like, I want to be a homeowner. I don't want to live in the hood no more. I don't want to live around this no more. That like I may not know where I want to have that home at, but I know I don't want to be in the hood. I don't want to be nowhere where if I ain't hearing gunshot, if I'm hearing gunshots, then I'm hearing gunshots, and it's a range somewhere close to where I live. Okay. If I want to be somewhere where children is getting hit by stray bullets, okay. Let's talk about where we don't live at, or where some of our people still have to live at. Okay. And still have to worry about that. And you got people get up, go good, got good jobs and everything. And they worried about if they're gonna get a call at work that the dude who stay next door, the couple doors down, they know he's selling whatever, and he might have ops. Is my baby's gonna get shot up because of his ops? You know, so yeah, so I may not know where I'm gonna live at, but I know I'm not gonna live around that, and I'm gonna want to be a homeowner because somebody told me that, hey, owning your property allows you access to if you can sell it and capitalize. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a financial incentive. It ain't that it's better than a renter.
Correct.
You know, like you paying rent in the form of a mortgage to a bank. You know, and then if you pay it off, then you still paying rent in the form of taxes to the state.
Yeah.
And then if you die, guess what? If you ain't taught them babies how to do that, they gonna lose it.
Yeah.
So what do we own? And then when we die, we can't even take our body with us. I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what's really going on. But maybe that's just a pluralism, like Ali, like the guy say. Some people have achieve. What's that word right there?
Achievomophobia.
Achievomophobia.
Fear of being successful.
Achievomophobia. I never even heard of that. We might have to look that one up right there. Born 718, Born Ready 718. That's interesting. Achievomophobia. Well, tell them mophobias to stay away because if we believe we can achieve over here, we ain't got no mophobias. You know, Lord, you know, everybody had little insecurities and stuff like that, man. That's normal, but nah, we ain't got no more achieve or no more phobia, man. We love success. That is the best, for real. So, question number 4, y'all: is it possible to live a responsible life without being concerned about your future? Y'all let us know what you think in the comment section, in the chat, y'all. Is it possible? Or do people even care about being responsible anymore? Is responsibility not even a thing? You know, are we two old heads that's just talking about being responsible because we came up in the 90s, lived through, you know, like we was outside when people went from knuckling up to shooting. Like, you know, is it
that is a big difference though, right? Like
you know,
we had to knuckle up, and now they just straight shooting.
Like because we came from the era where people wasn't scared to take a, you know, get their hind paws whooped. You know, is it different now? Let us know. Oh no, we might not be hip. We might not be hip enough. You know, we might be too focused on our futures. You know, we might be too focused on our futures. I'm telling you, I didn't did the partying, the all that. I did all that, the clubs and stuff. I could still go, you know, but I got a wife now, so we try to do things that we enjoy that don't really, you know, nobody's dancing anymore. So we want to go somewhere where people dance, you know,
people dancing.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's different, but y'all let us know what y'all think in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the Flavor Bombs.
Flavor Bombs, presented to you by DBCHEFTV.
So we got a alleged scammer targeting ex-NFL players found dead. Crazy story. Then we got car thieves have a new way to steal vehicles, y'all. Want to put everybody up on game on that, so that way, you know, we don't be without transportation. And then driver gets out of his car, gets his car shot up in a case of road rage. You know, we got these road rage incidents going on. We just talked about one the other day. Some young people beat up a dude, and it's getting wild out here. But we're gonna go ahead and check these stories out.
This morning, authorities are investigating the death of Mohamed Koulibaly, the alleged scammer accused of targeting multiple former NFL players with a fake e-commerce scheme. According to police, the 24-year-old's body was found Friday in the swimming pool of a Harrison Township, New Jersey home by officers making a welfare check after family members called in concerns about his well-being. The discovery coming just weeks after a Barron's investigation named Koulibaly as the organizer of a purported scam that sought to swindle professional athletes by selling them stakes in bogus web stores.
The athletes and other investors would buy into these e-commerce shops that seemed to be doing really good business based on the sales logs that they were able to review. But we were able to determine that those transactions were manually input by somebody with access to the back end of these stores. And the purpose of this was to make these athletes think that they had these successful investments in these shops.
3 former NFL players telling the outlet they collectively lost more than $1 million in investments made with Koulibaly.
Weeks and then months went by, and Mohamed always had a different excuse for why he wasn't paying them. And finally, they just realized they were potentially being scammed.
Former New York Giants linebacker Tay Crowder says he became a victim after connecting with Koulibaly through a friend.
It was just every day talking about different investments and different things we could possibly get into. I saw him hanging out with a bunch of different guys that I knew, which, you know, made me feel comfortable.
Crowder invested all of his savings, totaling $500,000 in one of Koulibaly's web stores.
I would log into the store all the time and just see, like, you know, how it would work and what was going on. I feel like the more I told him about that, like, as many times I kept logging in, the number started going up.
But his promised payout never came.
I don't want anybody else to get involved in anything like this. And whoever has got involved, I just want to come together and make it right.
And earlier this year, Koulibaly had denied to Barron's that he was behind any kind of scam, saying that their reporting was, quote, based on a misunderstanding of the technology and that his investors hadn't received returns from their deals because he himself hadn't received expected funds from a planned acquisition of his venture. So far, no criminal charges have been filed connected to the alleged scheme, but Koulibaly's accusers are now hoping they can finally get some long-awaited resolution.
How do they get resolution with him dead?
I don't know.
You think they? I mean, we not gonna make no allegations of accusations.
I don't say that. I ain't want to say nothing because
now, you can say it though. It's the last, you know, he done now.
So I'm thinking, like, so the fact that the NFL player is on the news, does that mean he's not a suspect?
I would think he's not a suspect, but I don't know how he's not a suspect if his money was tied up in the situation. But I ain't the police, so I'm gonna let them do their job.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He gave him $500,000 though. Like this is my thing with it, right? Is where is the financial guidance for these young players?
Why the NFL don't provide it? Why, like, it should be some kind of safeguard in the organization where this shouldn't be able to happen.
I'm like, all these other athletes that done had stories where they done burnt through money and they done fumbled their bag and everything else. Pun intended, they fumbled the bag. But you know, not laughing at them, but seriously, you know, going through those situations, like, there is still nothing in place that says we're going to help these young athletes when they come through. You know, we're going to help you manage your money correctly so they don't get involved in these harebrained schemes like this where, you know, because he probably thinking dude is an African and, you know, and whatever the other buddies done, you know, and nobody got paid. But yet this dude, he paying himself. When them people giving him that fire, he's taking his, whatever is his payment, his service fee for doing whatever he talking about he gonna do for them. He getting that. That's how he balling. He getting that. And then whatever he's investing, that's why he's telling them like, oh, I ain't get paid yet. The investment hasn't panned out yet. But we seeing you going from, you know, ashy to classy off the paper I gave you. And when you talk about he gave up his savings, not picking on this young man, he was just the only guy to speak to the, you know, to the news. But it's like his whole fight, man, that's a half a ticket. And now it's gone. Now he don't know if he ever gonna recoup that. I mean, how you gonna recoup something from a dead man? And even if they sell his house, like, man, if he owned the house, well, I don't even know. They said he was found in the house in the pool. I don't know if he owned that or not or whatever.
Yeah, because if he's scamming, he probably not owning stuff. He probably just getting a bunch of stuff that he can have fun with and blow through. Like a house don't seem, that sounds like too much responsibility.
Yeah.
Speaking as a homeowner.
Well spoken.
Like, yeah, you can just buy it, but you still got way more stuff to do after that.
Born Ready said when they said his house had a pool in New Jersey, they may be able to liquidate it. Yeah, but I mean,
yeah,
you know, if he owned that house, if he owned it, we don't know if he owned it or not, but I don't know, man. I'm still gonna say, you know, condolences to the family and everything. Somebody lost a loved one, you know, but I'm telling y'all, man, all my scamming ass and all that, man, this is where they get you.
They lying dead in a pool.
Yeah.
Right? They get killed mysteriously. That's where they at. Crazy.
Super crazy. I'm still trying to figure out. Born Ready said when they said, I'm still trying to figure out how people get money to somebody. Last name Madoff. What? I'm still trying to figure out how people get money to somebody last name Madoff.
Oh, because it's Bernie Madoff. His last name is Madoff. Yeah.
I get it. But yeah, let's jump into this next one.
I talked to that victim over the phone this morning. He says he's lucky to be alive and has the pictures to prove it. This photo shared by the victim shows around a dozen bullet holes in his SUV. He says he was driving to get snacks for his grandkids.
That's crazy right there, guys. You see that?
This the road rage?
This the road rage.
Oh, man.
That's crazy right there.
Wow.
From road rage.
Shows around a dozen bullet holes in his SUV. He says he was driving to get snacks for his grandkids, who fortunately weren't in the car.
Just a blessing, period, that he didn't get hurt or anybody wasn't hurt.
Quentin Presson lives just off this University City intersection. He didn't hear the gunshots Wednesday morning.
That is terrible.
But saw the aftermath.
I was a little shooken up. She was shooken up. So we're all sitting here like, what could have happened? It's pretty scary out here, especially with if it is a case of road rage. That's very scary to hear because you never know how anybody could react.
The victim says this all started as he was driving up Back Creek Church Road. He says somebody behind him started getting aggravated. He thinks maybe because he was driving too slow. Well, it all unfolded here when they reached the red light. That's when he says that person behind him pulled out a gun and unloaded. The victim tells us he saw the man driving erratically and making hand gestures, but never predicted this. Miraculously, he wasn't struck.
Miraculously, he was
Wow,
not struck.
that got, oh man. I thought, ooh, wow.
There is a God.
What?
He is. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's wild. That's why I be like, man, I tell people to go around, even if, because I drive slow. Like, I'm not a fast driver. You know, I take my time. I ain't in no rush to go nowhere. So I pull over. I pull up, not pull off the road, but I'll pull over to the slow lane. Like if I'm in the fast lane or if I'm in the slow lane, and somebody is like on my bumper trying to get me to go faster, you know, like I'm doing the speed limit or maybe about 5 miles over. That's usually my comfort zone, about 5 miles over. Then I'm not going no faster. So if you're going to go around, like you go around, and when they go around and they hit the gas or whatever, I don't even look. I already see them in my rearview mirror going. So I just look in my peripheral to make sure they not pulling out a gun or something wild like that. But I don't be doing all that and all that F you and all that. I don't do all that. All that wild New York stuff they got going on. That is New York all the way. Okay. I don't know if the cars can shit. I may have to give some grace to my New York City folk. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't really heard nobody crash all the way like that, like dumb out like with that way. But you know, but it is, I'm telling you, like you could just be chilling in New York. The light turned green. Burp. As soon as the light turned green, if you don't go, it's somebody on the horn. It may not even be the person behind you. It might be the person 2 cars behind them. Yo,
there's no need for no New York City bashing right now.
y'all created the trend. Y'all started making driving anxious.
No, I give you that, but we just got finished looking at that was bananas. Like for that guy to still be alive, it had to be more than to that guy just driving slow. Like even I'm almost convinced, bro. Like road rage is gonna be a form of temporary insanity at some point, right? Because there's no way to explain something like that, right? Like he had to have been going through something, or the person had to have been going through something already, and this person triggered them enough to shoot the damn car up and not kill him.
Spoken like a true New Yorker. You trying to get the shooters off. You trying to get them a mental insanity plea to make it.
Like how is that not crazy though? Like
no, it's super crazy.
Like you know, like based off of what they say insanity is, like I don't see how that's anything but that. Right? I think they should still, suffer and get punished for it, but
it's more like stupidity. It's nothing that a person can say. What can a person say to you in a video? That's why I don't get it. And that's why I never feed into it. I don't get what you could say to a person in a vehicle that will make them want to shoot you. I don't get that. It's only words. You know, what I think is people have, and I learned this in New York when I was there living for time.
Words.
It's only words. And people have this almost trigger, this almost. And I think that right there is the problem. Like, you almost hit, I heard people say it, you almost crashed into me. Almost crashed into you. Did it happen? Did you get crashed into? You almost ran me over. Didn't you see me? Apparently not. Or maybe they did, but they did not hit you. So is it now I need to kill you for that? For something that almost happened, that didn't happen? And that's why I was just like, that's goofy. That's goofy to me. Like when I hear the Jits and all the young people talking about that's goofy, that's a goofy thing to me. That right there is lame, corny, whack, like over a almost. Anybody getting upset over a almost? Like, yes, you are, I think you do need to get diagnosed. I think you do need to get your mental health checked.
You see what I'm saying, God?
Yeah, I do.
You see what I'm saying, God? You see what I'm saying?
I do, because I almost never happens.
Like
almost never happens.
It's
never happened ever.
It's crazy, right? And and it's crazy. I'm with you.
And then people's logic, well, it could have, but it didn't. So now you want justification for your overreaction, stupidity, but it could have.
It could have, though. All because you got scared and you think that you're embarrassed now. You think people are laughing at your reaction to being afraid, right? Like unless you almost hit me with your car, caused me to jump back and hurt myself, right? Like then nothing happened. But if I get
still nothing happened.
I don't know. I think I might have to fight you in court with that one. I think if you jump scare me and I jump back and get scared and hurt myself, I think you did that. I think you hurt me.
so if I go do something, stop it.
Yo, son,
that's
cool. Like, if you do not go like that, and I have a heart attack because I got scared, you just killed me.
Oh my God, you're scary as shit at that.
Facts.
No, let me
facts.
stop.
Nah, facts, but that's how I go though. Like
it's natural for people to flinch. Like that's.
But if I have a heart attack and die from my flinch though, right? Like you didn't.
That person never should have pump faked, right?
So you don't get murder, but you get manslaughter because I did die.
You shouldn't have pump faked.
I'm dead. You going to jail? I'm dead.
What 3,000 say? 3,000 said, "Don't pull that thing out unless you finna bang it." Okay,
that's all facts. All facts.
So I mean, don't fake pop the jab if you ain't ready for what come with it. So
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's the same thing, God. But that's wild though for a road rage, for you to leave your house to go get snacks for the babies, and be thankful, like, hey, I made it back with my life, y'all. We ain't get the snacks, but Papa's still alive. It's wild out here in these streets. I couldn't even jam my oldies, and what I'm saying, and just take my time without somebody being in a rush to go where they left the house to go in a rush.
Craziness.
Ridiculous.
It's small, but it's the key to stealing your car.
Technically, it's a computer scan tool that will plug inside of the OBD2 port on your car, and that allows criminals essentially to reprogram a key fob that they can purchase.
Giving them a new key fob that can start your car and often leaving your original fob useless. Dave Jasinski at Model Garage in Waterbury showed me how they use their OBD2 scanner.
It would go in and we would read information for like ABS, diagnostic information. A locksmith will have a license where they can go in and they can see what the key fob is. They still have to call the dealer and get a number though.
Criminals have found a way around this. Sergeant Charles Moriello supervises the auto theft task force for the Waterbury Police Department. He showed us where that OBD2 port usually is under the dashboard. He's seen these scanners a few times in recent months, and they're becoming more common.
it's not great for everybody around. It's a lot of work on for us. We want to get the victims' cars back.
Newer cars are generally harder to steal with older methods like hot wiring. This new method makes virtually every car on the road a target.
These cars, if you're really good at it, you can steal it under a minute.
If you habitually lock your car, a criminal still needs to gain access the old-fashioned way, like breaking a window. Just kidding. But even if they get this far, there are old and new ways that you can protect yourself.
They make a physical OBD2 lock that you can put over the OBD port. You also have those old school clubs that you can put over the steering wheel. And one other thing, you can actually put a physical kill switch in there.
As this becomes a greater problem, the big solution may need to come from your car's manufacturer.
Manufacturers, they might be able to do something as far as something on their end with software updates, hopefully that can, kind of combat this on the manufacturer level. But yeah, I think if this continues and becomes more mainstream, it could be a big problem.
Car thieves are evolving. Police say the key to protecting yourself is to evolve with them.
That's right.
That's right. I don't think there's nothing really that the manufacturer is going to be able to do, because hackers are just going to keep coming up with new ideas to get around the system. You just got to be diligent and what they say, evolve. Be diligent. That's
like
crazy.
the guy said, be diligent. That's super crazy. But criminals gonna find ways to commit crime. That's
criminals gonna crime.
Criminals are gonna crime. Oh man, we laughing to keep from crying.
Yeah.
I promise.
Because I was hoping he had better alternatives to that or solutions to that.
No, evolve. No, evolve. Stay aware. He even told you can get the little club. You can old school club. That still works.
The old school club still works because you can't turn it all the way.
The old school club still works. And then he said a device blocker.
Yeah, the OBD blocker.
OBD2
blocker, yeah.
Lock, yeah. So y'all can get one of those and see how things go. Just have insurance. That's what I always say. That's what I was about to say. Like insurance.
Like there's nothing you can do to keep somebody from stealing your car if they want. I mean, they can get a whole tow truck and take it away, right? Like, and if you don't have insurance, man,
keep your insurance paid. Okay, had your deductible already tucked away. Okay, now do not have to. If you got $1,000 deductible, do not have to go borrow $1,000. Put it on a credit card or something. Have it already in a savings account, stash. That's the if you got a $500 deductible, have that over there in the pocket in the cut too. Okay, so that way, in case it happens, I'm gonna tell you, if somebody ever steal I be wishing somebody would steal my car and then don't bring it back. So I'm like, if it happens to me, like that's my mindset. If somebody was to ever steal a vehicle that I had, I don't have that type of luck. I'm not fortunate. I'm not, I've had over 20 vehicles. None of them, nobody even looked at it and wanted to steal it, So I'm thankful for that energy. But I'm just saying my mindset have always been, if they take it, break it, break it up. I do not want to get it back with they taint in it or nothing. I don't want to know if they did something or what they did. No, I don't even want the vehicle back no more. So I hope that they destroy it, that they have all the fun they wanted to have on my time, because yeah, like, and I'd be cool. I'm not gonna feel like, oh man, I can get another vehicle, but yeah, y'all.
You've just been Flavor Bomb, and now back to our show.
So tonight, y'all, we've been smoking on concern, and we are at our fifth and final question. Is the word concern bad, good, or misunderstood? The God Ali Dawoodell at BK Soul Farm.
I'm gonna have to go misunderstood, God, because I'm confused at this point. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't like, because I'm still fighting with my meaning, and seeing all this stuff is still just throwing me off, and even the question that you asked, right? Like, you know, people want you to be in a business when they need you, but get upset when you have questions about your part in their business.
Ooh, say that.
Right? Like, just like, you don't even want to know, like, you do want to know everything, but you really only want to know your part, right? And you know, because you got to sacrifice, and the whole idea that they can think that, you know, you shouldn't care about that. You should only just help or not help. Sacrifice or don't sacrifice, right? Like, I think that's strange, right? So I'm saying it's misunderstood. Because I'm throwing off.
No doubt, misunderstood.
Yeah.
Man, that's so key what you said. People, but as long as you helping them, they cool. But then as soon as you ask some questions about something, then you shouldn't be concerned about that. You should only be concerned about helping them.
That's it.
Not what they not doing that has you concerned. That's wild. Man, oh no, this one was confusing, you know, especially when we saw it as in worry.
Yeah, I was cool up until it. I think I think I was cool.
Yeah, when we saw it as in worry, it was like, wow, okay, you know, this is what makes it, you know, to trouble the mind, to make uneasy. And we saw a lot of different words. We saw things like distraction and anger and discomfort and unsettle and, you know, irritate, aggravate. You know, when we saw all those things, it seemed as though when we hear the saying, like, you concerned about the wrong thing, it seemed like people put energy into that. You know, people will put energy into being concerned about the wrong things and not focusing on their role or what they're doing to agitate or, you know, or contribute to that. So I'm definitely going with misunderstood for sure. I'm just on the lines of, you know, I don't think I'm gonna be able to give it a bad or good. I was trying to, you know, because I still want concern to be of, you know, what was the a matter for consideration.
Yeah.
You know, so like, you know, marked interest, regard through personal tie or relationship. I still thought that those things were positive, you know, personal ties and relationships or matter of consideration, you know, to consider things is always is always taking the time to, you know, to be a little bit just with it, you know, to actually go in and say, okay, well, to implement some accountability. You know, I think when consideration is being examined or given, you know, there's some accountability that goes into that on all parties. So yeah, we just gonna rock out with it being misunderstood for the night, guy, because concern is wild.
Threw me off. Tell you that.
Yeah, concern is wild. So y'all let us know what y'all think. Is the word concern bad, good, or misunderstood? And we have 5 questions tonight for our smoke. Number 1, what do you think of when you hear the word concern? Number 2, should something be of concern even if a person has no control over it? Number 3, why do people become defensive when someone expresses concern about them? Number 4, is it possible to live a responsible life without being concerned about your future? And 5th and final, last but never least, is the word concern bad, good, or misunderstood? Well, y'all please let us know in the comment section below, depending on when you're watching the show. We will respond to everything, y'all. We always respond to all the comments, and we appreciate them. Can y'all please smash that like button? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. We want everybody to have a peaceful, positive, and productive start to your week. And yeah, like we always say, we're not the gurus. If you like something in the ashtray, pick it up, have a smoke. If not, leave it for somebody else to come by. And don't forget, y'all can kick it with us on Kick now too. We streaming live on Kick. All right. So we'll see everybody next time. We want to shout out everybody for pulling up, born ready. Rocky Terry. Who else we had in the chat? Yeah, I think that's everybody we had in the chat right there. Yeah, we appreciate y'all exchanging y'all insights with us. And we'll see y'all next Sunday right here, Cigar Sundays Live. Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV and the guy Ali Dawood L at BK Soul Farm. Peace, God.
Peace, God.
BKSoulFarm.com, 1016, 160 self-sustainability. Jump on the list and get yourself together right.
Only at the DBCHEFTV podcast, where the world talks food. TLS Podcast, The Love Speak, TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle. Cigar Sundays on YouTube. Brunch with the fellas at Brunch Fellas. Bo's Podcast. Bo's on the Table. Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at DBCHEFTV.com.